Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Shannon Bishop, and I am the instructor for our Math 151 class. And I just wanted to make a little video here to kind of talk you through our Canvas page and give you a sense of what is expected of you, not only this very first week that has our Getting Started module in it, but also just moving forward and what a typical week's module will look like. So I'm going to share my screen and we will hopefully take a look at what we need to look at. Okay, so when you go into our Canvas page, I have made the home page such so that it takes you straight into our modules. So the home page is our module page. And typically the class will run on just a 1 week basis. So one module is 1 week. This week, there are 2 modules in 1 week because you have the Getting Started module, which just orients you to our class, and then also the actual first week's worth of content, which is module 1. Those are both going to go live this week, and they will both have due dates within them. So please pay attention to your to-do list. Lots of things to do. Okay, so all of these modules are designed so that you start at the very top of the module and you simply progress your way through it. In fact, most of the time I have the modules locked in such a way that you have to start at the top. You can't just jump to the quiz at the very bottom of the module. It's going to force you to start at the top and at least click through every page. How much you engage, of course, is up to you. You know what I would say about that, but you at least have to click through and view, if you will, view every page. So the Getting Started module, we'll go ahead and click the Start Here button. And this is last semester's video. I'm going to override it with this one here in about 5 minutes. But nonetheless, I'm going to embed this video inside of here. And it just kind of tells you about the structure of our course, what you can expect with some assignments. And then when you're done with whatever page you're on, this little button down here on the right-hand side says Next. And that is what you're going to use to advance to the next thing in each module. You don't have to click the back arrow or go back into the modules. You can always just, or back into the home page, I should say. You can always just click either the previous or the next within our module. So I'm going to click Next. The next thing in this module is just our welcome PowerPoint. So anytime there's an embedded PowerPoint, you can simply advance the slides by clicking anywhere on the slide itself. You can use this little arrow down here that I'm pointing to, and that obviously works too. Or you can just touch anywhere on the slide and it advances. So this just gives you a little sense of like how to set yourself up for success in an online class. There's a texting option if you want to sign up for that. And then eventually you get to the end of it. And I know I'm at the end because I'm clicking right now and nothing's happening. And so before I hit next, this particular one tells us that what we're going to do next is our syllabus acknowledgement and quiz. So it's telling you to please, on the left-hand side of our Canvas page, you'll see this little link for the concourse syllabus. I'm encouraging you to open that bad boy up in a new tab so that you have it visible. You don't have to memorize the syllabus. You just need to be able to reference the syllabus and answer the questions that are going to follow. So once you have your screen set up and you've got the syllabus open in your next tab, that's when you can hit next. Because what's next? Your syllabus quiz. So I just want to make sure that you're aware of the major policies of our course. And that's what this is all about. So you'll take this quiz, and if you get a few wrong, well, then just go back, take it again until you get a perfect score. Next. This is your syllabus acknowledgement where you have officially previewed all of the policies and you feel like you know what the expectations are. And so you'll copy paste this bad boy and fill in the blanks. It tells you how to do so, and that'll be worth 5 points. Next. Okay, these are just some student resources. If you are brand new to CGC, you might not totally realize what's available to you. Obviously, we have Canvas email as well as regular email. We have the Google Suite options. You have access to all things Google. There is a Canvas app for your phone or your tablet. You have access to Microsoft Office. And we have a fabulous tutoring center. There is more information on that coming up. Next. Once again, if you're totally brand new, here's some links as to how to navigate Canvas. So if you've never had to submit something before, if you've never had to view feedback from your instructor before, these are all just some active links if you're brand new to Canvas that you might want to fish around and view. Next. Okay, this little guy right here is a very important 10-point quiz that is going to get you oriented with the must-haves, if you will, for this class. So let me preview it with you. So first and foremost, there's a couple of settings that I want to make sure you have squared away. So you're going to follow these steps and you're going to make sure that your settings are correct for notifications and such. And then when you're done with that, it asks you to take a picture or a screenshot, and you're going to upload that picture or screenshot. So this not only makes sure that your settings are correct, but it also helps you see how to import a picture or a screenshot into Canvas, because you might find yourself wanting or needing to import pictures or screenshots into Canvas. It says that you're going to turn in the picture. And the way that you do that is you click these three dots right here and you choose this mountain icon right there for images. So you'll practice doing that. The next question allows you to make, or practice making, I should say, PDFs. If you've never taken a picture with your cell phone and turned it into a PDF, that is something that you will absolutely need to do. The assignments in this class, most of them, are set up to only accept PDFs. You will not be able to upload JPEGs. You will not be able to upload HEICs. It's PDF only. And so you need to be able to make a PDF. And not only do you need to make a PDF, but you have to know how to make a multi-page PDF. I don't want 3 separate PDF files. No, it's going to be one PDF that has 3 pages within it. And so there's a couple different videos. This one is one way to do it with an Apple device. This next one is a way to do it using an Android device. And then there's also just apps you can install. Cam Scanner seems to be a really, really popular one. It's very user-friendly and it's free. So you can install Cam Scanner. I personally also have a paid app called TurboScan that I really like. So it's totally up to you, but as long as you can make a PDF, one PDF with multiple pages in it, then you're going to be good to go. And you will then upload that file right here. And then last but not least, you're going to make sure that your settings are correct within your smartphone so that you can make sure you see images. Sometimes the app has trouble with images, and this is the supposed fix for that. So I want you to just watch this video, go through the steps, and when you're done, you're just going to type the word done, and that tells me that you did it. So these are very important startup things, and it's obviously required. It's not just for fun, it's worth 10 points. So please make sure that you do that at some point. Okay, let me get out of that. Cancel. Okay, so when that's done, next. Okay, this gives you an introduction to our online tutors. We have fabulous online tutors here. Well, we have fabulous in-person tutors too, but right now they're online. And this video, if you will, kind of talks you through what to expect with regards to accessing those tutors. It's right here on our Canvas page. It says tutoring/learning center. Right there is where you're going to click if you want to get connected with a CGC tutor. Ladies and gentlemen, the worst thing you could ever do in our online class is Google stuff. Oh my gosh, don't Google stuff. It's so overwhelming. You're going to find so many things out there on the internet, and they're going to be taught differently than the way I teach it. They're going to use different notations. You're going to be exposed to more than you need to know. And now you're all of a sudden in information overload. No, no, no. Use our materials. Reach out to me for help. Reach out to our tutors for help. Okay, don't go Googling stuff. And this link right here is going to connect you, I should say, with one of our fabulous CGCC tutors. Okay, next. This is an introduction assignment that you will be required to complete. You're going to go to Animoto, it's free, and you'll create a short video that will introduce yourself to your classmates. You can view mine, and then you can make your own. And then you'll also be encouraged, of course, to comment on your classmates. And then, okay, core groups. So this discussion board is going to introduce you to what I call your core groups. So throughout this class, every now and again, there will be group assignments, and those group assignments will be completed with the same 4 to 5 classmates within our class. So within this thread, you are going to, first of all, make sure that you watched, First of all, make sure that you watched their introduction video. And then within this space, you can comment on it. Be like, oh my gosh, Jeff, we have this in common. So funny. I also like to ride horses, or whatever the case may be. So you're going to do that with 2 people's videos. And then you're also going to share within this space how you would like your group mates to contact you. So if you're willing to give out your phone number, then go ahead and give out your phone number. If you want to use an email address, or if you want to just say, you know what, just reach out to me on Canvas. Of course, we all have access to each other's emails on Canvas. So whatever you're comfortable with, but long story short, you want your group mates to be able to get in touch with you. And so you're going to share in this discussion space how you want them to do that. And then just last but not least, if there's anything else you'd like to share with us that you didn't already share in your introduction video, this would be a good space for that. Okay. And then this is my virtual office space. You can post questions that you have for me in this space, and all of your classmates will be able to see that question. And so I would encourage you to click this subscribe button down here so that you will be notified if one of your classmates asks a question. Because certainly, as I'm sure you've learned throughout your educational career, we all benefit from each other's questions. So you'll want to know if one of your classmates asks a question, because you might want to have asked the same thing, or you might want to see what the answer is to that question. So click subscribe. Okay, that's all of the getting started stuff. All of that is just getting started. Now you're officially in week 1's actual content mathematics module. So this is what it will look like moving forward from now on. You'll always have an overview page, always. And on that overview page, it just tells you, here's what we're covering this week, and here are the assignments for this week's module. So you'll see that this very first week of class, yes, you have to finish your getting started module. You do have a homework assignment coming up, and you do have your first quiz coming up. So the due dates and how much things are worth are all right here. So you'll always start by viewing the overview page to just get a feel for what you're up against. Next. Okay, so this is what a lesson looks like within our class. So once again, as I alluded to earlier, they are PowerPoints, most of them, and you can just advance through it. And my expectation is that you're taking notes on these. You can print the slides, of course, if you have a printer. There's videos embedded. Sometimes the videos are made by other people. Sometimes they're made by me. But I promise, if it's made by somebody else, I have hand selected that video because I think it's a good one. It is consistent with my methods. Once again, this is why you don't Google. Don't Google. You just go back and watch our stuff. If you're stuck, go back and watch this stuff. Don't Google it. Okay. So this is a good video for function language notation, function notation. Oop, that was another video. Went too fast. There it is. So once again, there's another embedded video coming up, and then some practice problems, another video, practice problems, etc., etc. And then eventually, nothing happened. This PowerPoint is over. So after you and click this next. Oh, it's being slow. Gotta love the internet. Next. There it goes. Okay, then the other thing you'll find within our modules are checkpoints. So checkpoints are not graded, and they are just a chance for you to do a few practice problems and see if you're doing well so far. If you nail it, well, then you know you're feeling good and you can just go on your merry way. If you tank on it, well, then that's an indication that you need to go back and probably re-go through some of the lesson parts, re-watch some of the videos, etc. But at least it just gives you a feel for how things are going. Oh, hey, look, another lesson. So once again, you'll just advance through this, take notes as needed, yada, yada, yada. And on this one at the end, there will be a video in there made by me. I haven't done it yet. That's next on the agenda today. But nonetheless, there will be a video in there made by me eventually for function or inverse functions. Okay, and then also there's just a compilation of videos. So notice it says watch only if needed. So if you've gone through the module, you're feeling good, you did great on your checkpoint, and you just feel like you're understanding stuff, well, then you might not ever view these. But if you get to that checkpoint and it turns out you did really poorly on, I don't know, tables, function notations with tables, well, then here's a video that involves tables. Or maybe you really struggled with domain and range. So you might purposefully go back and only watch the domain and range videos. So I always try to put just a collection of videos that are helpful once again, so that you don't have to Google. Don't Google. Next. Okay, yes, you do have homework. So anytime you have homework, it's going to ask you to download and complete the homework file. You'll be submitting it on the next page. And long story short, it's going to always involve a spot check. So there will be 5-ish questions where it just says like, hey, what was your answer to number 1 part B? And so you'll type what your answer was to number 1 part B. And then the next question might say, hey, what was your answer to number 3 part D? So you'll type what your answer was to number 3 part D. And there'll typically be 5 of those. Then question number 6 at the very end will say, okay, now submit the PDF file of your entire document. And that last part where I just see your entire file is where you earn the other 10 points, which are just based on completion. So if homework is out of 15, which it typically is out of 15, 5 points will be me spot checking your work for accuracy. And then the other 10 points are just, hey, did you do your best? Is it neat? Is it organized? Is it complete? Okay, so that's what you can expect for that. But nonetheless, you will need to submit your homework. And this is where the PDFing comes into play. You'll have to submit it as a PDF. Next. The answer keys, yes, will always be posted the day after it's due. So let's unpublish that, shall we? There we go. The answer keys always go live the day after it's due. So when you are done with your homework and you're just wanting to know like, oh my gosh, I did not understand number 3. I really want feedback on number 3. Well, as soon as the homework is done or due, the next day you can go in, get access to my answer key and see exactly how to do number 3 and what the expectation was, and hopefully learn from that answer key with regards to my expectations and how you did on it. And then last but not least, for this first module, you do have a small quiz. So the way that the quizzes work is they are always, always, always timed. So you'll want to make sure that you have the time dedicated to sit down and do that work. Once you hit begin, you have to finish it in 1 sitting. So you'll have to make sure that you do that. Sometimes quizzes are typing in your answer. Sometimes they're multiple choice. Sometimes they're uploading a file. Sometimes they are just typing your work within Canvas. All sorts of different things. But I think with regards to that, we'll just learn as we go. And if you have any questions, of course, you know how to reach me. But long story short is you can expect typically a quiz, I would say every other week, not every single week, but every other week. Sometimes 2 weeks in a row. Yeah, sometimes. Next. And the end of that module, it says that it is module 2. Okay, so there, my friend, crash course on kind of how to navigate our page and what to expect this very first week. Once again, there are 2 modules that are open right now for you to complete. Module 0 has all of our getting started administrative stuff. And then module 1 has the actual content that you'll need for this first week. So thank you guys so much for your time. Hopefully that gives you a good sense of how to get started. And I look forward to working with you. Thank you.